I'm Mitch Holder. I'm at Wildwood Guitars, Candyland, Colorado. And I'm here with an ES-359 Gibson from the custom shop. And this guitar, you'll notice this is shaped like a 335, but it's a little bit smaller. It's more in line with the Les Paul. It's a little bit wider. It's an inch less in width than the 335, a little bit wider than the Les Paul. Very comfortable. And it seems like every time I play one of these guitars, I'm saying how loose it feels, and it's been pretty much on all of them. I haven't found one that doesn't have that particular characteristic. When I say loose, I mean that it's got a really loose feel to it. It feels real natural, and it's the same scale length as a 335. So you know why that is. I can't answer that question, but I like it. So anyway, some of the features of this guitar: we've got a bound headstock with a diamond inlay that you'd see on a Les Paul Custom or on the Art Stop on the Super 400. Has an ebony fingerboard with nice pearl block inlays. Grover Rotomatic keys. One-piece mahogany neck. And the neck is in a shape, what they call 30K over 60s. And that is 30 thousandths of an inch more than the 60 slim taper. That's what that means. The body is maple. It's figured maple, has a figured maple back, figured maple top. We got 57 classic pickups, an ABR1 original Tune-o-matic bridge, and a stop tailpiece. And also on the binding's something that, you know, it looks nice and people like to see it. You got to know how the work that's involved with this. This isn't just gluing on some plastic. The body has to be routed out, it has to be channeled, and each one of these layers on here, there's 7 plies on the body, 5 plies on the headstock, and each one of the plies has to be individually glued together. They let that dry, so they wind up with this strip of 7-ply binding, and then they have to feed it into this channel, glue it in, and they used what I call mummy tape. Looks like a mummy. They wrap this cloth tape around the guitars, hanging up, has to dry for a period of time. Very labor intensive. So, and there's ways to cut corners with it, but Gibson's choosing to do it the way they always have. So the adhesives are great. I've seen old guitars of other manufacturers where the binding's coming apart over time and can cause all kinds of issues. Really, and over the scheme of things, I never, ever, hardly see any Gibsons, other than if they get damaged somehow, that the binding ever comes loose. I've never had any experiences with my own guitars, other people's guitars. Haven't heard of that. So it's attractive, and it has merit as protecting the sides of the guitar. Okay, now for sound, let's go through the pickups. I'm going to start with a neck pickup. And the next pickup, what I find about these guitars is the warm sound they have. Boy, I can't get much warmer than that. I got everything on 10, so if I needed to be darker than that, I could get it fairly easily. Okay, on the overdrive, let's hear the overdrive. So what I'm noticing right off the bat on this guitar is the sustain. Can't get much better than that. So power-wise, okay, you rock and roll guys, chunk. You want to talk about chunk? This has got some chunk, okay? So you all know what that means. All right, so that takes care of the neck pickup. On the let's put both of them on. And this is a sound I love, having both pickups when I'm playing these guitars, having both of them on, and I tweak the tone mainly by the volume controls. So with everything still on 10, you can pretty much get a real good okay. Now, if I say, well, maybe it needs to be a little brighter. So if I turn down the neck pickup a little bit, and you can tweak it here, it's brighter. Okay, I'm down around 8-ish. So that's a little bit brighter. If I want to go the other way, well, that's too bright. Let's get a little darker. Okay, I'll go down to, I'll start around 8. Yeah, maybe I want a little darker. And if that's not dark enough, I can always roll the tone down a little bit. Maybe on both. I'll do it on both. There you go. Okay. Now on the distortion, a lot of players think that when you're playing distortion, you want to just be on one pickup. A lot of people have that theory. And just from all the experiences that I've gone through trying to get the right sound for things, I found sometimes I do have both pickups on and I go to a distorted sound. And a lot of times, yeah, you'll get some frequency issues when you get into chords. Well, you got to tweak it to get it out. But for the most part, if you get a good distorted sound with one pickup and then the treble pickup, say the neck pickup, treble pickup, when you put them together and say if I did this power thing again, especially this, that's an odd, that turns into an odd frequency. So I'll just listen to that. And a lot of times you'll hear the frequency, they'll kind of conflict. They're kind of going in different. You hear this woo 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 woo. You hear that it's just going completely flat. There's no problem. So I can do the same thing here. I can dial down the treble a little bit. There's a little, now it's a little darker. Okay, if I want to go the other way, I can dial down a little bit of the neck pickup, get a little brighter. Okay, so for a rhythm sound, that'll work. Lead. I don't see any problem. Okay, so that's the two pickups. Now the bridge pickup. Okay, now we're with a clean sound. Gibson's noted, you got the bridge pickup on, it's going to be a real crispy, bright sound. Is this going to be, even if it's a Les Paul size, is it going to be as bright as a Les Paul? Well, it's a hollow body, so, you know, your common sense will say, no, not quite. Although it depends on, when you put wood together, you put the neck into the body, the great folks at Gibson putting these guitars together, yeah, they can't predict what every single guitar is going to sound like, and you don't want them to sound the same. And when you're going to look at guitars, by the way, if you have, say, 2 or 3 of the same model, that's great. And because you want to have choices. Some people like a little darker sounding, some people like a little brighter sounding, some people like it in between. And my suggestion is to try the guitar out acoustically first and then plug it in. If it's dark acoustically, it's going to be dark when you plug it in and so forth. So always check the guitar acoustically first. Okay, let's go through the clean sound. So here's a basic rhythm sound. Okay, crispy, clear, there it is. All right, lead sound. So what I'm here on this guitar, it's got a real nice sustain. It's real warm sounding, and it reacts to what I'm playing. So this is a particularly nice guitar, and check it out. And that's the ES-359.